Explanation of a book. Cultivate, a grace-filled guide to growing an intentional life by Lara. It is a book that combines spiritual and practical growth and guides the reader to a deliberate life full of meaning, taking advantage of the similes inspired by the world of agriculture and gardening. Note, book introduction. Why the garden, and why is the intended life? Lara begins the book with an impressive personal experience. Her life was full of chaos, apparent success, but the heart was lacking in peace. Through the experience of planting its first garden, I realized deep lessons about patience, intention, change, faith, and growth. The garden has become a metaphor for its spiritual and psychological life, how life needs care, purification, and waiting to be fruitful. Part 1. Preparing the soil, what hinders our growth? Chapter 1. Removing weeds. You talk about negative habits, comparisons, and false idealism. Focus on getting rid of those herbs that suffocate our growth. Lara learned that the intended life begins to abandon what is not useful. Practical application. Watch what consumes your time and energy. What do you need to uproot from your life garden? Part 2. Sprinkle of seed. A new intention for a new life. Chapter 2. Sowing with faith. Planting requires confidence in what is not seen yet. The intended life begins with small steps. A moment of sincerity with the soul, a brave decision, a clear intention. Examples. Decide to start a healthy habit, strengthen a relationship, or write a vision. Chapter 3. Grace is above perfection. Many people postpone real life because they are waiting for an ideal situation. Perfection is a dangerous obstacle to the intention. Grace means accepting the deficiency and starting work in terms of you. Chapter 4. Look for beauty in chaos. Life is not a straight line, but is full of seasons, challenges, and unexpected moments. God cultivates beauty in the places that we do not expect. Challenges growth tools. Part 3. Care for Grow. Chapter 5. Stability in daily care. The intended life is not built with a single blow, but with simple and repeated steps. Like irrigation of plants, life needs continuity and attention. Practical advice. Tips of weekly thinking. Daily meditation in goals and intention. Chapter 6. Patience and confidence in the waiting season. One of the most difficult seasons in life is waiting. Just as the seeds do not grow in a day, the change does not happen quickly. God works in secret. Chapter 7. Do not sleep alone. Collective growth is stronger than individual. The power of relationships. Support for friends, family, and spiritual society. Tell your story and be part of the stories of others. Fourth part. Harvesting season, harvesting fruits and starting again. Chapter 8. Harvest. When the results of the intention begin to appear. Fruits. Internal peace, stronger relationships, clarity in the message, and the comfort of conscience. Chapter 9. Share the harvest. The fruits are not for you alone. Help others grow. Share lessons, love, support, and mercy. Chapter 10. Prepare for a new season. There is no end to the growth path. Each harvest is a new start. Continue to plant new seeds and accept change. The basic lessons in the book. 1. The intention does not mean perfection, but consistency. 2. Deep change starts from the inside. And range. 3. Grace gives you a space for growth without feeling guilty. 4. Time, repetition, and patience. A recipe for a fruitful life. 5. Personal stories are inspiring and transformed force. 6. The intended life does not come through speed, but through slowness and meditation. Features of the book. Personal, intimate style, full of real stories. It contains applied questions and exercises at the end of each chapter. Suitable for individual reading or within a group. Contains the study guide section for 10 weeks. Conclusion. Cultivating a broken life does not mean that everything will be perfect. Rather, you will live it with a conscious heart, a believing spirit, and an honest intention. Here are a collection of inspiring and moving stories from Lara Casey's book, Cultivate, which are at the heart of the book because they reflect the depth of true transformation that can occur when we live with intention and grace. 1. The story of starting over. After failure, Lara recounts the collapse of her marriage in the early days. She was focused solely on professional success. She ran a successful wedding planning company, but neglected her marriage, and her relationship with her husband began to erode. In a moment of truth, she decided to completely change direction. She stopped striving for external perfection and began planting new seeds in her relationship, such as honesty, dialogue, and forgiveness. Slowly, her marriage grew again, and she began to discover that true life lies not in accomplishment, but in closeness to those she loves. Lesson learned. Real change begins from within and from the relationship with those closest to us. 2. The story of the first garden that didn't work. In one chapter of the book, Lara shares the story of her first attempt at growing a home garden. She was very enthusiastic, but she had no experience. She planted the seeds incorrectly, didn't water the plants regularly, and encountered pests and weeds. Yet she didn't give up. The following season, she learned from her mistakes and tried again, taking small steps. Over time, flowers sprouted, beneficial herbs grew, and the garden was filled with life. Symbolic message. Life is like a garden. It's okay to fail at first. The important thing is to try again, learn, and grant ourselves the grace of gradual maturity. 3. The story of a girl stuck, comparing life on Instagram. Lara tells the story of a girl in one of the mentorship programs she ran. This girl felt helpless and constantly anxious because she compared her life to the images of others on social media. She believed she was behind, not pretty enough, and unsuccessful. After participating in a workshop on intentional living, this girl decided to prune her life. She unfollowed all the accounts that made her jealous and began cultivating authentic values: gratitude, connection, and intention. The result? She felt at peace for the first time in years and began sharing her daily life without pretense, creating a digital community filled with realness and hope. 4. The story of a mother who lost her child and decided to grow through the pain. In one of the most painful and inspiring stories, Lara tells the story of a woman who lost her daughter just days after her birth. Instead of permanently breaking down, this mother decided to honor her daughter's short life by planting something new. She created a memorial rose garden and started a campaign to support grieving mothers. She established a platform to share stories and offer support, thereby transforming pain into the seed of new life. The message? Even from barren soil can grow the most beautiful flowers. 5. The story of a rebuilt friendship. Lara tells the story of two friends who had a heated argument and had been separated for years. But after one of them read the book, she decided to write a letter of forgiveness and a new beginning to her friend, asking for a second chance. The meeting took place, and it was filled with tears, openness, and the recollection of beautiful memories. Over time, a friendship grew deeper than the first. Meaning, relationships are like gardens. They need pruning, watering, and patience to flourish again.